hello everybody. Welcome to KHCPL's Cooking by the Books. My name is Justin Kingery. I'm the assistant head of Adult and Teen Services. I work on the second floor down here at the main library. And tonight I will be cooking something from Alison Roman's Nothing Fancy, which is her second cookbook. And this is a pot of pasta with broccoli rabe and chorizo breadcrumbs. Except I couldn't find broccoli rabe, so we're using spinach.
What is broccoli rabe?
It is kind of like a heavy green. So if you can't find broccoli rabe, then you can use any kind of green, kale, mustard greens, and I'm using spinach just because I like spinach. But any of those will work in a pinch. So behind me I have my pasta going, or my pasta water going, I'm getting ready to. And the first thing I'm going to do is throw in about a pound of chorizo into my skillet here. And I am using chorizo in this. If I were making this for my kids, I would probably use like an Italian sausage because they do not like things that are spicy. This is a recipe where you can't really overdo it on the olive oil, so however much you want to put in there is probably going to be fine. So this looks good, so I'm going to use a slotted spoon. Try to leave behind as much of this sort of fat as I can, because that chorizo is really going to make it really flavorful, kind of flavor every other ingredient that we put into it. So the next part are the breadcrumbs. We're just going to toast those right here in this same oil. And this is a topping on the pasta. So you can kind of make as much or as little as you want. And this you do kind of want to keep moving quite a bit. You really don't, these will be easy to burn. I'm going to add more olive oil because that doesn't look like it's enough. So you see spots like right here and right through here, how they're turning brown while these are still a little more golden. That you're looking for that sort of darker brown toasted color. And if you don't keep it moving, then those dark brown colors will turn too dark brown pretty quickly. One thing I forgot to do with these is put a little bit of salt on them and pepper, like anything else. They're still hot, so I think it'll be good. Would have been better to do that in a pan though. And for the pasta, I am using rigatoni, but you could use any sort of like short tube. A ziti would be fine. If you have penne already at home, go ahead and use that. Throw some more olive oil in here. Like I said, you can't really have too much olive oil on this thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, you use that pretty liberally. Do you typically do that with like most of the things that you cook, or like what's a situation where having too much olive oil, it would really ruin it?
I mean, like sometimes if you're browning meat, having too much oil just makes it fatty. Like if I were browning hamburger meat, and then it just becomes kind of fatty. Something like this though, like there really isn't a pasta sauce. Like we're going to use some pasta water. Other than that, it comes from olive oil. So this is 6 cloves of garlic, and it's sliced. It's not minced. I actually went through and put slices. The other thing about this is that it's a very garlic heavy recipe. So you don't, and having it too small would make it easy to burn at this point right here. You don't really want burnt garlic. All right, I can start to see a little bit of browning, and I don't want to go much beyond that. So this calls for 4 ounces of tomato paste. This tube is 4.5 ounces, so I'm just going to use the whole thing because I don't know what I'd do with a ½ ounce. I think most cans of tomato paste are also right about 4. Some of them are maybe 6, so it's a nice way to use a whole thing of tomato paste. Ooh. When the tomato paste starts to stick like that was right there, it's when you know you're getting close. You want it to stick a little bit more. I think we are good here. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw in my spinach. And this I'm gonna hit with a little bit of salt. And pepper. But I believe this pasta is done. I'm going to take out a cup. I'm going to get some pasta water. So I'm going to throw this back in here. Make sure that it's not too cold. Make sure all those things get nice and mixed up. I'm going to take some of it and put it on the bottom. Add some of this pasta. And then add the rest of this. Add a little bit of this. You want all the noodles to kind of look like that. Have a little bit of the sauce, or what we're calling the sauce here, sticking to it. A little bit of red flecks from both the chorizo and the tomato paste. Part of that we get by adding pasta water because it loosens up that mixture we have in there. All right, so to serve this, bowl. Go. Not that one. A little bit more cheese. And we'll top it with a little bit of the breadcrumbs. And then I have Parmesan and pecorino cheeses over here. You could do one, you could do neither, you could do whatever you want. I'm gonna do quite a bit of Parmesan. And just a little bit of pecorino. All right, there you have it. This is Alison Roman's pot of pasta with broccoli rabe and chorizo breadcrumbs.